The two brothers trekked on, and the day slowly turned into night. They had just gotten over a small hill, and atop the hill was a field of wildflowers as far as the eye could see. Red, blue, yellow, and indigo lay across the great plains, flowers strong enough to withstand the wrath of winter's wind. Robert and Iscariot looked up in awe. A masterpiece came to life. A cloudless sky, the sun setting in the background. It was like living in a picture. It was as if fields in heaven came to earth to show the people heaven's stunning beauty. The men, dumbfounded by the prairie, decided to rest there for the night. They unloaded their gear, unleashed the horses from the sled, and set up camp. Iscariot dug a small pit to start a fire, while Robert found some kindling to get it burning. The fire was lit, the tents were up, and the night sky draped the earth in darkness. The flames started to die, and the stars began to show their faces. The world was quiet. The crickets only whispered, and the wind hummed a soft tune as Robert and Iscariot looked into the star-spotted Empyrean domain. As they gazed upon the celestials, 3 bright streaks painted the blackness of the night. The first comet coloured the sky in crimson. It roared the loudest of the 3. The second star glossed the cosmos with an ivory flame. It seemed to sing with the voice of an angel as it fell to the earth. The last of the stars blotted out the richness of the crimson and darkened the earth in oil black. It screeched a horrible cry as it bolted through the midnight sky, leaving fear in the souls of those who heard its dreadful strain. The two brothers looked at one another, both confused and amazed at what they had just seen. "What the hell was that?" Iscariot asked in disbelief. It sounded like an angel's cry, a demon's rage, and a monster's shrill. Robert spoke what he thought. "Do you remember the stories Mother used to tell us? A great war is coming, Iscariot. Nations will rise up against one another, and the earth will rumble beneath our feet. Siblings will betray siblings, and a father his child. The moon shall drink the blood of men and cry it down upon the earth. Constellations will fall from the sky above for vengeance, for justice, for death, for peace, to conquer. The welkin will trumpet towards the earth, and we will know the end is near." The brothers fell silent and watched the diamonds return to the night sky. The moon had fallen and gave rise to the morning sun. Robert lay in his tent, groggy, unwilling to get up, and then he felt a small vibration from within the ground. He pressed his ear against the floor and heard a rhythm of percussion. The earth now began to tremble. Robert wondered what it might be. Is this an earthquake, or perhaps more meteors hitting the earth? He then smiled, for he knew now what he heard. He grabbed his hat and burst out of the tent with nothing on except for his sleeping trousers. Iscariot bolted out with far less on his skin. Before their eyes were great beasts, near 40,000 in number. They were 20 feet in length, with horns nearly 2 feet long. Their coats were shaggy and dark, their shoulders broad and heads massive. The herd ran in the morning light across the open plain, impossible not to be heard, impossible not to be seen. "Thunder Beast!" Iscariot yelled. "Where do you think they're off to?" Small clouds of vapor formed around his mouth as he spoke. "Seems they're going where we're going. I just hope they're not running away from anything." Robert glanced out into the field, but saw no predator. "Shall we get going soon? We should reach the chapel by nightfall if we leave within the hour." "Well, I'm ready when you are." "Oh, really? You and all your clothes?" Robert said to him, pointing out his nakedness. 2 minutes, then," said Iscariot as he walked back into his tent. The men had packed their equipment, boiled some tea by the fire, and took off, leaving nothing behind but sand upon the fire that once was. Dew laid on the ground, and a soft layer of fog surrounded them as they continued on their journey. The two trekked for hours, stopping briefly only for water and to stretch their cramped legs. They had made good time. It was still daylight as they reached the chapel, but the sun was beginning to close the day. Behind the Bethel, the men saw a massive rock formation where the water fell from over 2,000 feet, tumbling heavily to the earth. As the setting sun hit the water, it looked as if fire fell from the cataract, hence its given name, Leviathan Falls. Robert's eyes caught the house of worship as he and his brother approached. The brothers disembarked. Robert looked the church up and down in wonder. Its steeple was white as snow, and the door Robert knocked on red as blood. The sound of the bolt echoed loudly, and the door slowly granted them access. An elderly man had answered the call of the summoning knock. He spoke in a scratchy, peaceful voice.
"Why, hello there. Come, come. It's awfully frigid out there."
His silver hair was slightly ruffled, eyes squinted and back slightly hunched.
"You two look like the frozen dead. I'll have one of the deacons put your horses in the stables and grab your belongings. Would you all like something to eat? I'll have the cook make you some thunder stew. That'll redden your cheeks."
He smiled at them. "Thank you, Aspelsinan," the brothers replied. "But we must decline," Robert continued. "We have come to fast and pray."
"Some tea or coffee then?"
Sinan asked.
"Thank you, Aspel, you're very kind,"
Iscariot spoke humbly.
"What is the occasion?"
Aspelsinan looked happily concerned. "We are both expecting a child," Robert spoke with a grin upon his face.
"Oh, how delightful! I remember when you two were just wee lads yourselves. My, I'm getting old, aren't I?"
the Aspel said in delight. "Not a day over 32, Robert joked.
"Plus 50, Iscariot laughed. "I can see you both haven't lost your humor. Follow me now. I'll take you to your rooms."